morning. Well, I'm out here again, digging in dirt. This is the hole I've dug for these little things in the little box. I've got my little handy dandy Miracle-Gro. Gracie's with me. So, you know you have a really good friend when she shows up at your house with plants that are both deer resistant and sun resistant. And she got these root and all from her own garden. These are called lamb's ears, and they are the softest peach fuzzy things you ever would want to see. She brought me soil, wrapped them up all in her own soil, told me they can take full sun and deer don't eat them. She said don't plant them until you know you're going to have a little time where it's not so hot. And as much as I was breathing fall, we actually went back to 90-some degrees. So all is well. I think we're about to have a storm and it's about to go back to fall again. So I have my Miracle Shake and Feed. I'm gonna put some of that in here. I've got my red Georgia clay because that's actually all we can put in here. And I'm sorry I couldn't figure out how to turn the camera where you could see it while I was doing it. But number one, you know you've got a good friend when she comes to your house with plants out of her yard. And she's paid attention to what your greatest challenges are in your garden. Because we have a few. And so I just felt exceptionally loved. And it reminded me of a Bible study I did years and years ago called How Does Your Garden Grow? And I think about that often, that if people were going to pick things from my life, what do they get? Honestly, I bet if somebody looked at our social media feed, they could tell pretty quickly the things that we value the most. Family, friends, maybe food. Right now it's a lot of politics. But what fruit are people getting from our lives when they come to gather things from our garden? What do they get to enjoy? And you know, gardens that produce healthy things don't grow without care. You don't wake up one morning and have a fully vibrant sweet bay magnolia without having cared for it and loved it. You don't grow up having gorgeous lamb's ear without coddling it and making sure it doesn't have disease and isn't infected. And yet we can spend more time on the soil of the dirt in our garden than we do on the soil in our hearts. And we can put all kinds of things in them and still expect them to produce healthy, vibrant, life-giving fruit or flowers. And that's just not the case. It just doesn't happen that way. Everything that we put in us goes to the fruit that we produce. So I just posed the question this morning, what are you putting in you that is delivering the fruit that's coming out of your garden? Are you just putting media in there? Are you just putting pleasure in there? Are you just putting distractions and shopping in there? Are you putting security in there? What can I do to feel secure in this day and age that feels so wholly unsecure or insecure? unsecure would be the right word. So I just invite you to ask yourself that question today. I don't think we've ever lived in a time, probably we have, but not in our lifetime probably, that people needed more healthy fruit. And do you know where they're going to get it? From people producing healthy fruit. So it just causes me to ask myself the question, what am I producing right now? What am I putting in order to get life-giving things back out? So